Today we're going to take a look at the 9mm and the 45 ACP HPR jacketed hollow point. These both use the Hornady XTP bullets, and this is a 124 grain in the 9mm, and it's a 230 grain in the 45. All right, for the test, we're going to use a Beretta 92F for the 9mm. We're going to use a Glock Model 36 for the 45 ACP. Okay, see it draining out. Here. Wow, it went out the back. Okay, that was my first shot, and it was high. Okay, here we have the slug that came out of the jugs. It actually fell to one side on the ground. You can see it did open up some. We're going to take some measurements as well. Okay, got a big entrance. Wow. Here's the 9mm, found it. Really, I didn't get that last jug. It came out of the jug, so it may have even been a little more expanded. Here's my second shot right here. Now what we're going to do is, the bullet itself, the diameter of the original bullet is 11.25 on the 45 ACP millimeters. But once we look at the expansion, and even though this is not really, this could have expanded more with the last water jug, it still measures out to 15 millimeters at its widest point. Of course, we have the 9mm, which is 9 millimeters, and then at its widest point, it went out to 12.5 millimeters. Now, if you've watched my channel at any length of time, you know that I shoot a lot of HPR. In fact, HPR had asked me early on to do a lot of testing for them, and I've been shooting this stuff for over a year. And HPR sends me ammunition to do the testing. They give me no input. They say, you know what, you just test it out and you just say what you think. And that's one of the things I really like about HPR. These guys make all of this in the United States. The brass casing, which originally they started out with using remanufactured brass, but now they have their own brass, HPR head stamp, the primers, the bullets, everything is made here in the U.S., even down to their packaging. And all of their packaging is made here in the U.S. as well. The thing about HPR, which I really like, is that it's hyper clean. Now, when I say hyper clean, I want you to look at the smoke that's going around with this Beretta. And now look at how clean this Glock 17 shoots using HPR ammunition. It's really amazing. You know, I didn't even realize how clean it was until I started watching the videos again. You know, for years I've shot, especially reloads, but even a lot of the low budget ammunition. And there is a lot of smoke and gunpowder in the air. One of the other things they do is they totally enclose the lead up into the hollow point here and here. And this really keeps the lead exposure way down. But of course, this is the Hornady XTP Bullet. So this is really what Hornady does, but that's the reason why HPR chose this for the self-defense rounds. Now, the muzzle velocity on the 9mm 124 grain XTP jacketed hollow point is 1,017 feet per second. And the muzzle energy is 285 foot-pounds. Now the 45 ACP 230 grain XTP bullet velocity is 755 feet per second, and the muzzle energy is 291 foot-pounds. Now HPR calls this their pro grade, and it is down to 1 1/10 of a grain consistency with the powder. And what that does is it increases accuracy. You know, you open up a box of ammunition, you start shooting it. Sometimes you can actually feel the power difference between one round and the next. And what that is inconsistency with powder. The more powder, the more pressure. And HPR has it down to 1/10 of a grain, which is incredibly small. And one of the things too, and I'll tell you where you can find these, is at Cabela's. Cabela's has just started taking in the HPR jacketed hollow points, so you can find your self-defense rounds there. Okay, here we are at the Cabela's website. We have HPR 9mm 124 grain XTP 2609. That is excellent for self-defense ammunition, especially that kind of quality. The 45 ACP 3329. Great price. They do have the 40, it's 3149, and they also have the 380 XTP 2429. Great prices. Guys, whatever you do decide to carry for a self-defense round, make sure you get something of high quality. There is not a price that you can put on that primer, igniting that powder, and sending that bullet if you have to have it, if it's a life and death situation, not only for yourself but maybe for your family. You know, in a time when all of our industry is going overseas, it's really great to have a company that's doing well and making great products in the tradition of American ingenuity. I want to salute HPR for making an excellent product. And as always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more fun gun reviews and sensible survival. God bless America. Long live the Republic. Things too they do is what they call the hyper clean. Whoops. And 45 ACP is actually 11. Bullet starts out at 11.25 millimeters. With the expansion, and even though to me, hasta la vista, baby. I'll be back.